friends, family members, just doing a lot of bad and wrong things, and seeing how that really affected and hurt. I was raised by my mother, grandmother, and aunt, and just seeing how much that hurt them and how tough it was for them, just trying to provide for everybody and really doing stuff on their own, and that was really, really tough and challenging. And I wanted to be the one person to just decide to do something different, decide to put a smile on their faces, and decide to just do what I love to do. I started playing sports, and I played football for a little bit, but when I started playing basketball, I really, really loved and enjoyed it. And that was a passion for me. So I started playing that in my basketball, and that really kept me out of trouble, really kept me out of the streets, and really kept me just around positive people. And I loved it so much. That's just what I did day and night. I enjoyed it. I played it as much as I could. I got in trouble a lot of times, and as part of my punishment, my mother would take away basketball from me. And that really, really hurt me. I remember one story that it hurt me so bad, I told myself I still was going to play. I left the door open and ran out the house. And I ran away. I went to the basketball court. She knew where I was. So I ain't even last that long. But, you know, but I think that showed my mother that, you know, of course, after I got one of the biggest whoopings I ever got, that really showed her that I really loved it, and I really wanted to play it, and I really had a passion for it. And the first couple of years I played it, I wasn't really that good. And growing up in New York, that's one thing everybody did with sports. So everybody was talented, everybody played well, and I started off not playing well, and that really bothered me, the jokes, everybody making fun of me, and I was taller than everybody, but I just didn't let that encourage me, disappoint me. I just kept working and working and working. And eventually, I got good. And during those years in high school, I got better and better each year. And towards my junior and senior years, I got really good, and I was one of the top 20 players in the country.
What? In the city?
No, in the country. In the country. And I got recruited by Pittsburgh, Syracuse, North Carolina, Miami, Indiana, Temple. I got recruited by everybody but Duke.
Everybody but Duke.
And I remember I got another funny story. One of my awards I got, somebody just gave me a sweater, and they gave me like a basketball sweater. It wound up being a Duke sweater. And so you would think that you would get a Duke sweater because the team didn't recruit you, you wouldn't want to wear it. But I did the opposite. I said, I'm going to wear this shirt everywhere I go. And people ask me, I'm like, oh, I'm being recruited by Duke. They love me. So I just wore the sweater everywhere. I'm talking about everywhere I went, to the store, to the courts. And I told people I was going to go to Duke, knowing that I wasn't going to go because they wasn't even looking at me. But I loved it so much, that's what I wanted to do. So after a couple of years, I decided to go to Pittsburgh during my senior year. And I went to Pittsburgh for college, which was in the Big East. And my first rookie year, nobody, even though I was one of the top 20 players during that freshman year, nobody thought I was going to really be that good. Because like, heard bad stuff about me, stuff about how I grew up. Certain people tried to say I didn't really work hard and things like that, and I know I did. So I worked my butt off, probably the hardest I ever worked during that freshman year. And I wound up getting Big East Rookie of the Year.
Woohoo!
And I have that trophy home to this day. It's a big, big, huge trophy. It looks like you won a championship. That's how big it is, and I love it. And my following year, I played well to the point that I was being looked at by NBA teams towards the end of my freshman and my sophomore year. So after my sophomore year, I left early, and I declared for the NBA draft. And in my family, I probably was the second or third person in my whole family to go to college. So going to college for a couple years, then going to the NBA, you know, nobody really thought that was possible. Nobody thought that was going to happen. But that was a dream I had, and that's what I wanted to do. So I just worked and worked, and I wound up getting drafted by the Golden State Warriors. Okay, I got some people that know some basketball. Okay. What's your team? Okay, I like Chris Paul. No comment on the Bulls. No comment. Derrick Rose, I give you that. So during my rookie season, I was happy, I was excited, I was playing, I was living up my dream, I was in the NBA, but I got hurt, and I never got hurt before. AAU, junior high, high school, college, I never missed a game, never got hurt, never had anything happen to me. But then I got hurt, probably within the first few weeks of me on the team, summer league, and I hurt my back. And I hurt my back real bad that I had to spend that whole summer rehabbing just so I could get back and play. And I never went through rehab, never went through these things, so that really, really challenged me, but I worked my butt off, but that's what I just was used to doing. All I knew was basketball, so somebody told me I couldn't play basketball, I just refused to believe that. So I just rehabbed and worked harder, and I was able to come back and play during my rookie season. And I played about 17 games, and I hurt my back again. And when I hurt my back again, it was even worse. So I went to see a few different doctors, was rehabbing the whole time, because you never want to do surgery. You want to do everything you can to avoid it. But I started having nerve damage down my leg. So when the doctors found that out, they completely shut me down and said surgery was needed. And I'm 20 years old at the time, this is in 2005. Like I told you guys, I never got hurt. So I go from not getting hurt to re-injuring the same back and while I'm having to have surgery. And that was scary. So into the surgery, I see the doctor after because I'm noticing that I'm having more problems after than I did. It's not just my back. I was having muscle issues. So I went to see the doctor and my muscles were so fatigued and weak, I couldn't even lift to hold my arms up. So when the doctor tested me, this is an old guy, he's probably in his 60s, he's using his one, seriously, he's an old guy. So, real good guy though, but so he's just using one finger and pushing my arm down. That's just how weak I was and how fatigued my muscles were. So they rushed me to the ER, ran these tests, and I got diagnosed with an inflammatory muscle condition called polymyositis. And I never heard of it before. They never knew where it came from. Doctors told me I would never play basketball again. So not just I won't play that season, doctors said I would never play again. And my muscles were so weak, I had trouble getting dressed. This is a grown, 20 years old, having trouble getting dressed. Friends and relatives and family got to help me put clothes on. That's how weak I was. And that was probably the scary, scary thing. Hearing doctors tell me I could never play again. So I refused to believe that report. So I went a couple of years just working hard. And at the time I was dating my wonderful, amazing wife, Dana. Everybody give her a round of applause. And one thing I don't know if y'all noticed, but during that whole time, I never ever went to church. I never knew about church. My mother, grandmother, on a Sunday morning was them sleeping. I better not knock on their door, wake them up until after 1 o'clock so they could cook dinner, which takes about 5 hours. That's another long story. So, but what Dana was doing that I realized now and later on that was so amazing, she grew up in the church. So during my time I was in the hospital for weeks and months and just a long, long time off and on. Pretty much the whole summer off and on, back and forth in the hospital weeks at a time. And just so people could try to find out what was going on with me, and one day I'll be doing better, next day I wouldn't. But what Dana was doing was, she was praying over me, reading scriptures to me, and I say to this day, she was planting seed. And in the beginning, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of looking at her like, what is that going to do? Like, I don't understand that, I don't know. But she knew. So she just kept doing that over time and over time. And once the team released me, I moved down to Georgia, and I'll never forget this day. We started going to church, and I'll never forget this day, June 24th, 2007. I changed my life and dedicated my life to Christ, and it's been a wonderful experience. Woo! But one thing I will say that everybody probably here, if you don't know, you will find out, which everybody I'm pretty sure knows, the devil is out to do one thing, that's kill, steal, and destroy. Everybody. And I really feel like to that day, once he realized that I made that decision, because I didn't know, so I was just doing things I shouldn't do. Once I made that decision, it was a big bullseye on me. And he just wanted to get me. So you would think you make that decision and things would get better. But at the time, I really felt like I was getting more attacked. Because I went through times of trying to play. Glory to God that I was able to prove the doctors wrong and get back in 2008 and play again. And overcoming and going through that was probably just a great, great experience. But while I was playing, I dislocated my ankle. So I got over one thing and had another thing happen. But one thing I realized about going through so much stuff is I never changed my faith. I always believed and I always trusted in my abilities. I trusted in myself getting back. I trusted in God, and I trusted in my wife, and I trusted in everybody in having that right support system. Because if you're going through stuff and you don't have the right support system around you, you're going to be in huge, huge trouble. And I had the right people around me, so I knew what I had to do. I had to get in the Bible, I had to get in my scriptures, I had to, like Jeremiah 17:7, but blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord and whose confidence is in him. So that's what I did. I kept trusting and believing, and I overcame that, and I got back. But once again, something else happened. A couple years later, I was still going through the muscle condition stuff, still seeing doctors to this day. I'm still seeing doctors, but me doing this right now, walking, talking, going to the gym, working out and stuff, people say I couldn't do that. And I always think about stuff like that whenever something else tries to come. No matter what it is, that if I could get through one thing, through God's grace and His favor and protection, why not get through something else? And that feels real good to know that no matter what happens or what's going on, I always have that. So I just was real fortunate and real blessed, and I'm so thankful to be going through stuff. But like I said, I got attacked again. This was probably the worst attack. I was having pain and stuff around my chest and heart. And after time and time in the hospital, we had to have an emergency operation. And that was probably, my wife would tell you, that was probably the worst pain I've ever been through. Ever during that time. It was worse than hurting my back, hurting my ankle. It was the scariest too. Because, for that second, the devil tries to attack your mind. He tries to put stuff in your head. He tries to tell you can't do this and do that. But I overcame that too. And I love that all of this stuff, for me being able to go to the NBA, me being able to play and do this was all before I even made that decision to change my life. Got to play with and against LeBron, got to play against Kobe, got to play against Shaq. I should have said that earlier, huh? Y'all ready? Play against Dwayne Wade. Got to play against all of these top players, and this was before I even knew God had changed my life. So now I know now, and I believe to this day right now, because my overall goal is to get myself back in the NBA. And I believe to this day, I'm 28 years old, I believe I'm going to get back there.
Woo!
And I work my butt off every day. I work hard, and I'm continuing to work hard. I'm continuing to just trust. I'm continuing to just have faith. I'm continuing to just take care of my physical body, mental, spiritual. I'm continuing to take care of everything because that's my dream and my passion. And the same thing with you guys here. Whatever it is you want to do, whatever your passion is, along the lines of the word, don't let nothing or nobody tell you you can't do it. You can do it. Put the time in, put the focus in, because right now, what you guys are doing now, being a part of this great church, being a part of this Velocity Youth, that's something I didn't have. And y'all already have that now, so y'all already a step ahead. So y'all just use that and focus in school, focus on your grades, whatever it is you want to be, model, whatever sports you want to do, or you can do it. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do it. So I just encourage you, and I just want to leave you guys and leave everybody with this. Just whatever it is you want to do, just focus on it, concentrate on it. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do it. Listen, make sure you have the right people around you, the right people supporting you, making sure you taking care of your business, making sure you listening to everybody, and more importantly, put God first. Love God, love people, serve the world. Where I got that from? You like that? She just got on it. I see what you did there. But all seriousness, no. Just I'm really thankful that through everything I've been through, I got God's grace, and the same spirit that dwells in me dwells in everybody here. And I'm so happy to be standing here right now, be doing things right now that some people tell me I could never do. And I'm really thankful for that. I'm really happy for that. And I thank everybody here for just giving me this time to share. And if y'all have any questions, y'all want to ask anything, y'all can go ahead. What was that? Oh, okay. I couldn't get that at first.
Chris, what we got? What we got?
Right here, Morris.
Oh, this is my that was my first points in the NBA right there too.